Craziest day in news, because we've talked about the Downing Street parties and Prince Andrew and every other thing, and Djokovic, and then we do. And in other news, there's a spy in Parliament. I mean, it really is. So this is the spy in Parliament story. This is a woman who's been, the security services have put out an alert on her, which is public and which is unprecedented, really, as a Chinese spy. And Lucy, what's bizarre is one Labour MP was given 600 grand by her for his office.
Yes, although that was over quite a long period of time. You're talking about the MP Barry Gardiner, who was alerted by the security services yesterday as to what they had found out. And he says, I mean, he's completely in his right mind to sort of feel very confused about this, because he's known this lady for over 20 years and employed her son in his office. So even though that's quite a large chunk of money, I think it speaks to a very long relationship that he has had with this lady in a purely professional way. But that he has now, of course, asked her son to tender his resignation, which the son did immediately. So Barry Gardiner has moved very swiftly to try to deal with the matter as soon as it came to light. But my understanding is that there were issues around, there were articles written about this lady several years ago. So I don't think this is a story that has just come out yesterday.
No, it's the MI5 alert, which is when you say publicly as the spy agency, this woman is a concern. And yeah, Barry Gardiner, I don't know what was going on there really, but it's not just about him. That's the key thing, because he could say, well, hang on a minute, she was given an award by number 10 under Theresa May. So
yes,
Shola, it seems like she's got in everywhere.
Absolutely, it's clear that she reached the very, the echelons of power, so to speak, and this claim, it just has just been said, it's happened over quite a number of years. Even Theresa May gave her an award. David Cameron selected her as his only agent, so to speak, in his delegation to China. Look, the reality is that the lady in question, Christine Lee, a solicitor, is clearly denying that she is who they're calling her to be. And when you say that this is unprecedented, the only reason it's unprecedented is the fact that it's coming into the public domain right now, in the midst and thickness of Boris Johnson's scandal. So I'm sure that there are other Chinese so-called, communist spies that have been alerted to politicians over time that we never heard of. So what's so special about her?
I see what you're saying, that because it is like maybe dislodging other news, but then would MI5 do that? Let's have a listen to Barry Gardiner, the MP, Labour MP, speaking to Sky News yesterday.
So did you discuss policy with her?
No, not in great detail, no.
Not in great detail?
No, absolutely not. If they were looking for somebody who was compliant, then they will have not found it in me. But that's why it makes me really angry that they sought to have some sort of influence in that way. But I've always been absolutely clear with our security services what the relationship is.
It's one of these things where you read every single page of this story, which I've done. You can't quite work out what she's supposed to have done, except she's hobnobbing.
She's hobnobbing and she's picking up information and passing it on. That's, I think, what she's essentially alleged to be doing. But I don't know what kind of information she could have got access to pass on. I'm not sure. This just strikes me as a movie in waiting. I kind of read this with a bit of excitement, like this could be a novel at some point. Just the fact that there's still spies kicking around.
Although movies these days need to be big in China, and I suspect the Chinese wouldn't particularly like this to be dramatized,
No, I don't
embarrassing for them. Anyway, the ideally target of all the MPs to target Barry Gardiner, is he the guy? I suppose he was on Jeremy Corbyn's front bench. So I don't know, there we are. It's a strange one. Lucy, in the